What's up, ladies? Happy Friday. What an amazing day. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hey, make sure you're in our Facebook group, Macro Tracking and Weightlifting for Women. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to share this video over there to make sure that we can reach as many women as possible. So this was a request that we had for women asking, here, let me get my code. Okay. This was a request to say, how do I know if I'm recovering, right? How do I know if I'm overtraining? There we go. Okay, let me type in this Facebook code and then I'll share it and then we'll get to the training. 27. Okay, cool. Beautiful. So yeah, I was asked, like, how do I know if I'm overtraining? Now, there is what's called a law of diminishing returns, right? It's like a bell-shaped curve. And so if you're overtraining, your body doesn't have enough recovery time. And so it's breaking down the muscle, but it's not able to grow the muscle. I'm going to talk just a little bit about that. Let's see if I can share. I'll talk a little bit about that today, but I definitely want to talk through sleep because as very busy women, sleep is often overlooked and it's very important. So I want to show you how that's so important because a lot of you ladies, sorry, normally I have my gal help me with this, but sometimes she's busy. Ladies, a lot of times we think, oh, I can just stay up a little bit later. Or you think like, I'm eating healthy, I'm putting in the work. Why aren't I seeing the results I want to see? A lot of times you need physique shaping, right? Like 9.9 out of 10 times, if you say, I got to my goal, I don't like what my body looks like, or I'm almost to my goal, I don't like what my body looks like, it's physique shaping for sure. The lifting routine, right? That type of regime. There's like CrossFit, powerlifting, group fitness, physique shaping, right? So that's a category of lifting. And physique shaping is like strategically placing muscle in the right places. So as all the fat's coming off through nutrition, you're loving what you're revealing. Whereas more like general fitness, group fitness, it's made for everybody. It's just general fitness. It's not designed to get you to that upper level, right? And so it's a general physique, right? So there's that. Another issue for sure is your nutrition needs to be more dialed in / your habits need to be more dialed in. But another thing is your recovery and your sleep. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. I am going to reference my notes to make sure that I really stay on track. So this first part that I'll talk through is recovery, right? So how do we know if we're overtraining? How do we know if our body's really recovering? So some really easy ways to determine is how's your mood? Right? Is your mood normally happy and high and you're feeling great, but suddenly you feel like in a funk, in a slump, you're tired, you're just kind of like, bleh, right? That could definitely be a sign that you're overtraining or that you need higher macros, which is great because more food is awesome, right? Another thing is if you're not able to hit the gym or your home gym and put forth all the energy, right? You're just like, you're trying, but it's kind of like you feel like you're going through the motions because you just don't have the mental or the physical energy to like really smash your lift. That could be a sign of overtraining, or again, that you need higher macros. For some of you ladies, that could mean too that you need to stack more carbohydrate pre and post lift. That's probably a big one that you guys need to do for sure. If you're not monitoring that, then start now. Okay. Now, the other thing is our HRV. I actually wanted to show you an example of this. Now, not everybody can track HRV. I have an Oura Ring. I love it. I've had it for years. I wear it literally 24/7 during my lift. The only time I don't wear it is in the shower when it's charging. It's phenomenal. So HRV looks like this. This is like a week by week period. Now, the thing is, you can't compare your HRV to anybody but yourself, right? Because every woman is so unique. So don't compare your HRV to mine. It's you, right? The HRV, your heart rate variability, is essentially showing like, okay, for example, if your heart rate variability drops, it's because there's a shortened time between heartbeats. And so that's showing, hey, your body's not recovering very well, right? So you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I need a rest day today because my HRV is really low. or maybe I need more food, or I'm doing way too much cardio and I need to really like tone it way down and just focus on my lifting, right? So tracking your HRV is an awesome way to track recovery. 10 out of 10, I recommend the Oura Ring. It's phenomenal. Okay, cool. Great, great, great. Yeah, cool. All right, ladies, let's now talk about sleep. I think you guys are going to be really surprised about this. Even writing it up, I was like, man, it helped me put myself in check. Like, I still have some days where I'm like, oh, I just want to like pre-plan my macros or, watch Friends or whatever it is. But in reality, prioritizing sleep is so vital. Okay. So I have a couple studies that I'm going to refer to and share the details because it's just insane. So of course, as an adult, we're recommended to sleep 7 to 9 hours per night. Some of you're like, that's not possible. I'm a mom and, I have a business or I work or I do this. I get it for sure. But usually there's always areas we can pull back, like less TV, right? Being more organized in the morning, not sitting in bed on your phone or sitting in bed like trying to wake up. Like your alarm goes off, get up, right? So there are habits we can tighten up. And it doesn't create like, do this. It actually does create more freedom. In the beginning, while you're creating that habit, it might be like, man, I really don't want to get up, right? But the more you do that habit, the more you crave it because it feels so good. And the positive results from that habit are amazing that you never want to go back to the old habit because of what it was taking from you. It's costing you, right? It's not giving you extra sleep. It's costing your routine and actually taking away sleep, right? Okay, so in one study, sleeping less than 7 to 9 hours was linked to having greater body fat and less muscle retention in a deficit. Isn't that insane? Same macros, same lifting routine. The variable that was manipulated was sleep. One group got less than 7 to 9 hours per night. One group got 7 to 9 hours per night. The group that got less than that 7 hours per night had more body fat, so they lost less body fat, and they also technically lost more muscle mass. They retained less muscle mass. Isn't that insane? Just the sleep. So, yeah, my gosh. You're putting in the work at the gym, you're eating your protein, you're eating your carbohydrates, hopefully, right? You're doing all the things. Ladies, make sure you're prioritizing sleep as well. It's just as important as all the other factors, truly, okay? Here's the other thing though. Sleep affects two important hormones that we have, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is the hormone that helps us feel full and we feel super good and like leptin is awesome. Ghrelin is the one that is typically responsible for us feeling hungry. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin is high and leptin is low, causing your chances to overeat be way higher than if you got the adequate amount of sleep. Here's the other thing though, not sleeping that 7 to 9 hours per night does something in our brain that makes us view food differently. Let me see where my notes were about that. It was so interesting. Let me see where it was. Yeah. Research has shown that the areas of the brain responsible for reward are more active in response to food after sleep loss, meaning you're going to crave sugar, salt, comfort food way more just by not getting that 7 to 9 hours per night of sleep. So not only does it affect how much muscle you retain, not only does it cause less fat loss, it also causes you to want to eat more and want to eat more non-healthy food. So now you have a lower chance to stick to your macros. You have a much higher chance to overeat. And your results, you're like, why is it so hard for me to stay on track? It's like, it might not be you. It might actually just be your habits, your routine, right? Like getting enough sleep at night, having a good nighttime routine, putting the phone down, right? Really setting boundaries with yourself and with others to make sure that you're getting that sleep. Okay, cool. Now, here's the other thing. So sleep duration influences metabolism, particularly glucose metabolism, okay? So when carbs and proteins are eaten, our bodies release insulin, right, to help break down the glucose. Sleep loss can impair our body's response to insulin, reducing its ability to uptake glucose. So now you have less sleep, and now your body can't even process carbs as well. So what's going to happen? you're going to store more fat. Isn't that crazy? From sleep, all this can happen from lack of sleep. It's like, oh my gosh. A single night of sleep restriction is enough to impair insulin response to glucose intake. One night. Some of you may say, oh, I don't sleep great during the week, but I totally make up for it on the weekend. The research that I was looking into shows that it is just not enough to, make up for what's happening during the week. Like that sleeping a ton during the weekend isn't going to have as high a muscle retention or as great a fat loss as if you were, actually getting that quality sleep per night. Now, a couple other ways or areas that sleep really affects is your mood, how you treat your children, how you treat your spouse, the energy you have for intimacy with your spouse, right? That is like such a precious thing that I think as women, oftentimes we're like, get off me, or like, I don't want that, I don't want that. It's like, that is such a healthy part of marriage that we need to make sure that we're staying on top of our game to serve our marriage, which includes feeling confident in ourselves, feeling confident in our body, right? Having enough energy through sleep, through food, like through everything, because that is like a core need of a man, right? And of a marriage. I'm not a marriage counselor, so there we go. Okay, cool. All right, ladies, short and sweet today. But I just want to really help you see like how important sleep is and how vital it is to really prioritize it, because if we're not prioritizing sleep, it's going to be much harder to lose fat. You're going to lose more muscle mass in a deficit, and your results are going to be so much less, to include your energy less, your sex drive less, your mood less, right? All because of sleep. So make sure you're just using your bed for sleep and sex, not for scrolling, not for hanging out, right? Because when we use our beds for that, our body gets confused, like, am I sleeping or am I resting? And then it's much harder to get to sleep faster because you're using it for other things. I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I work at night in my bed on my laptop. Nobody's perfect, right? But I just want to make you aware, like, these things can really negatively impact your body, your fitness, your health, your physique results, okay? So get some sleep. It's not selfish. It's so important. Cool. Ladies, if you're interested in us helping you and supporting you to create the best body you've ever had, to be in the best shape of your life, to master your nutrition, to be able to still have fun and still live your life, but create that like fit, fierce, feminine physique that you feel amazing in, and that is helping you live the life you want to live, comment coaching below. We'll chat through it with you. I'll chat about your goals, what you have going on right now, how we can support you, because you're very capable of living the life that you want, feeling fit and healthy, being able to go be social and do the things and still have fun, not feel restricted, and not have to live in a body that you're uncomfortable in, because that impacts every single thing in your life, right? So let's get out of that. So if you want more info and want to chat through that, just comment coaching. I'll reach out and we'll chat. Okay, ladies, have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Anything you need, let me know, and I'll talk to you later.